remember the first time I actually spoke to my parents about being on self-improvement and that I was improving myself. So I had two deep conversations with both of my parents. They were split up, so I had them each individually. So the first one I actually spoke to, I think it was my father first. And we spoke when we were on a walk. It was dark outside, and we walked around our district in our town. And we walked around our district, and it was dark, there was no one out, and we could just get into a deep conversation. And I remember that we touched on so many subjects because I hadn't spoke to anyone before this about self-improvement, about anything, about I don't even know, I hadn't had a very, very deep conversation with anyone before that. So it was a kind of messy conversation in that sense because my words were just all over the place and I wasn't able to just focus on and narrow in on one thing because I wasn't able to articulate myself in that way because I hadn't had a deep conversation before that. So it was hard to actually pinpoint the things and get my message across very, very straightforward. And that has been improved since that point. And now when I'm having deep conversations with people, it's a lot easier for me to actually just articulate me because I've already spoken to them. But that was just a side tangent. And the other time that I spoke to someone about being on self-improvement was with my mother. We also went on a walk with my dog. And we also spoke about self-improvement, we spoke about life in general, we spoke about the future, we spoke about my goals and my ambitions in life. And that both of these conversations were actually very, very positive to have because I hadn't had the courage to open up about self-improvement and to talk about it. And there wasn't specifically any reason for that. It was just that I didn't have the courage to actually do that. So for me to actually take that step and have the courage to do that was very, very valuable, because then I can seek support, I can seek guidance from my parents if I feel like I need that. So that was very, very valuable for me to get because they start to know me even more because I'd integrated this into my own self-identity. Here are 3 reasons why you should talk to someone about self-improvement. Maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your friends, I don't know, someone that you can trust and you can open up to. The first one, it is inevitable. This is inevitable to a certain degree, because this thing is integrated into your own identity. And if you were like younger me, I was actually trying to just push harder and just do more things and just be doing this even more because I really, really had a burning desire to improve. And I think you have as well. You probably have a growth mindset if you watch these types of videos. And when you have a growth mindset and you really, really want to narrow in on something, then what happens is that you will go all in on this. And this is completely fine. But you need to understand that you will continue doing this. So please just tell them from the beginning because in the future, it won't be easier. It will just be harder because you've integrated this even more. And you don't really need to be that specific about it. And I will cover this even more later on about being exact specific about your goals and all of this. But anyway, the second reason for why you should do this is because this is actually smaller than you think. If you just explain in a way I'm trying to improve myself in some ways that I've heard on the internet. I don't know, I'm trying to improve my mental health and my own well-being for me to just live a happier and more fulfilling life. People will get that. If you're just saying these 2 sentences or however it was, just say some words to them. I'm trying to improve myself in a few different areas and don't really take it that seriously. You don't really need to explain the dopamine benefits of meditation. I don't know, but you get what I'm saying here. It's not that serious. Please just do it. And that's the most important thing. Just do it. And the third reason is that this will actually help you improve yourself. So because you're doing this is actually a bit uncomfortable and you have to actually challenge yourself in a way to actually go up and speak and be precise in your speech for you to actually articulate yourself and get your point across so they understand you. And it's also very, very important for you to do this because this will help you grow because you grow from the points where it's a bit uncomfortable, when you don't really feel that great. And that is actually really, really valuable. So I really, really think that you can understand what I'm saying here and just do it. So I want to give you 2 core lessons that you can follow up with when you're doing this as well. Explain why you improve yourself, and you don't really need to go into that much detail of your long-term goals or whatever it is, or how you want to build up your future, because you can actually accomplish that. I'm not saying that you can't accomplish that, but it's very, very hard for you to actually translate the idea that you have in your mind into a lifestyle when you are here currently in the present you and the version of you that they see on a daily basis. So it's really, really hard for them to grasp your dreams and aspirations because they haven't been in your brain and they haven't actually understood your thoughts because they are not simply you. And that is just something that I would have needed to hear. Just don't really break down exactly into detail what you need to do, but you can actually explain that I'm trying to improve my mental health, I'm trying to improve this, I'm trying to improve that, and then you just carry on with that, and just carry on with one thing and then another. So for example, you can say currently I'm trying to get a bit more consistent in my own habits, and then you just do that for some time, and then if you have another conversation in the future, you can maybe speak about the results that you've gotten and how it went, and then after that you can actually carry on with the next thing. And the mistake that I did here was that I tried to explain 5 steps ahead, and currently when I am 5 steps ahead, but this was 1.5 years ago, I knew I would get here, but it's actually very, very hard for people to believe in you when you haven't shown them any proof of that, because then it's kind of a delusion. But you have to be delusional if you want to accomplish your goals to some degree, but still you gotta put in the action, and then it can actually become true if you put in the work that is required for you to grow as an individual. And the second thing is just be authentic. Prove to the people that you can actually do this and that you're willing to put in the work. So what I want you to do is wake up before your parents. I don't know. Work harder than ever before. Show them the work that you're putting in. Explain the results that you're getting. Because the more proof of concept and the more trackable metrics that you show to the people around you that you have, the more they will trust in you, because you become you're not just a sayer, you become a truth teller because you're telling the truth by the things that you're doing. So that is very, very valuable. And just be authentic, be you, and try to improve yourself in as many areas as possible. And that is simply why you should explain to your parents why you need to get on to self-improvement. So I really hope that you got some value out of this video, and if you haven't already subscribed, you can do that as well, and see you in the next one.